should be good.
Let me check.
Okay.
I'll check it real quick. Y'all go ahead though.
All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
We want to give all praise and glory and honor to
Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem Kakadash.
Double honors to the apostles, double honors to the elders of Great Millstone, and salutations to you, Akim, that are teaching the truth in the city across the four corners of the earth. This is your brother Kabash.
Brother, you die?
Brother Anna.
We are the GMS Atlanta Camp coming at you with another edifying lesson through the Spirit. The brother Anna, he has a beautiful article for you elect out there to be edified by. Let this brother take the floor.
All right, so today's topic is basically going to be, Esau's medication compared to the infinite wisdom knowledge of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua when it comes to the herbs, because these medications that Esau is putting out there is killing people by the numbers, man. And this is from U.S. News and World Report. This is an article from 3 years ago. So imagine what's going on in 2019. So the title of the article is called Death by Prescription. It says, by one estimate, taking prescribed medications is the fourth leading cause of death among Americans. And like I said, this is 3 years ago, so only imagine in 2019, this could be 2 or 3 when it comes to the leading cause of death in America. So it says Americans are taking more medications than ever before. Nearly 60 to 70%, it says, of us take at least one prescribed drug. Depending upon the estimate, for many it amounts to a fistful potpourri or pills per day, because sometimes people take these pills and they have to have one for Monday, Tuesday. I got to take this combination Thursday. All right, this is what people take in America.
Yeah, supplements are different from prescribed drugs.
Mm-hmm.
The supplements, they really are extracted. It's made up of extraction of that particular mineral or that particular vitamin, so to speak. And Esau combines it because we really can't get B12 out of fruits. You have to get it out of fish and certain meats. But the fish is poison, so to speak. So Esau he puts it in these capsules, but even that's bad to a certain extent.
Yeah. If you try to get something like apricot seeds, which has a large amount of, I believe it's B12, and you gotta drop hella money for that,
Yeah.
And we in hell basically, man. So continuing on, can the brother get Proverbs 29:2 real quick?
Okay.
I'm gonna just continue on. It says, meanwhile, new drug approvals have reached a 19-year high. It's a marked chart, notably for the swift minting of medications to tackle so-called orphan diseases, rare conditions for which few or no treatment options exist. Wow. But critics say an expedited drug approval process is opening the door for riskier drugs, including many not proven to provide unique benefits over drugs already on the market. It says, even as an opioid overdose crisis sweeps the country, another ubiquitous and insidious danger is hidden from view. There is no formal process for quantifying injuries, hospitalizations, or even deaths caused by therapeutic drug use, which excludes overdose or misuse. It says risk management begins with measuring things accurately so you know what the threats are and the ones where you should be paying attention, says Thomas J. Moore, senior scientist for drug safety and policy at the Institute for Safe Medical Practices. But he notes that there is no system in place for accepting methodology for developing these talents for prescription drugs, unlike with overdoses. All right, continuing on, it says health providers and consumers are encouraged to report adverse drug reactions to the FDA, Food Drug Administration, and the agency can issue safety communications, require drug label warnings, and pull drugs from the market among the risk management measures. But the FDA says it's unable to use the incomplete adverse event reporting data to quantify overall deaths that result from therapeutic drug use. So basically, they can't report these things, so to speak.
Yeah, because people will stop taking the drugs.
Mm-hmm.
Also, too, FDA, they always go to court for something
Mm-hmm.
that they prescribe as right to the public. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, you had this one cat named Kevin Trudeau, and he went up against them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he named many of people in his book called Natural Cures They Don't Want You to Know About.
Right.
He named a few people that went against the big pharmaceutical companies, so to speak. They basically buy out the people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if people sell for a settlement, or you know, the FDA will keep going to court because they are backed by the elite.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they got money to go to court. It takes money to go to court.
Hell yeah.
They have certain trials and you know, Supreme Court especially. I think they go to the Supreme Court. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of wait time.
Yeah.
So they try to drag it out.
Mm-hmm.
So people will just stop going up against them.
Mhm.
That's what make FDA and these other big pharmaceutical companies major. 'Cause people don't have the time or the money to go against them.
That's right.
And then if I can say real quick, and then what happens a lot of times with these companies, they'll give you the things, they'll give the people the things that lead to sicknesses, and then they'll work on the cure. Like even with like Bristol Myers Squibb, they produce a lot of like the tobacco products, but then they work on the back end to give people the cure for the disease that the tobacco give you, man.
Yeah.
So what's the point of that?
That way they're making money on both sides.
Yeah.
That's the devil for
I
you.
got
man.
that scripture.
Yeah, kind of.
Proverbs chapter 29, verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn.
And the wicked is bearing rule. All right, the wicked, which is the so-called white man, the self-proclaimed white man, Esau, Edom, the red Hebrew Edomite, Big Red. All right, he's ruling, man. These people are overworked, underpaid. The rent is too damn high. All right, and people resort to taking prescription medications.
Mhm.
All right, and
Opioids,
opioid addiction is up amongst so-called white people.
syrup, cough syrup.
Yeah, promethazine and what is it, codeine.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's not just your favorite rapper that's taking that. It's masses of people that's taking that. It's getting hooked off that, man.
Yeah.
You know, so the people are mourning, but the days are coming to where the righteous, all right, starting with Yahweh Shai, who you call Jesus Christ, King David, the 12 apostles, and the 144,000 are going to be ruling. And there's not going to be any need for people to be doped up off prescription medication.
Right.
I got a word too.
Okay.
Kabash, you mind rereading that precept, Uncle Sure?
Proverbs chapter 29, verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn.
Yeah, so let me pick one of these words. Let's go into I believe that word rule, rabah. It goes into are in authority, right? So it says when the righteous are in authority. And that word authority goes back to the Hebrew word H7235, and that's rabah. So H7235, rabah, goes into when they are in authority, it says be or become great, be or become many, be or become much, be or become numerous. All right, so you know, when the righteous, who we understand the righteous, are going to begin with the of course Yahweh Shai, the 12 disciples, the 12 apostles and disciples, you know, but it's going to trickle down to the 144,000. When we inherit the kingdom, all right, through our works, through our labor, through our sacrifice, and we have that authority, and that authority goes into multiplying, you know, so we're actually able to be or become great, be or become many, be or become much, be or become numerous. When we actually are able to really implant our seed in which we can multiply, have the authority, have that exaltation, so to speak, and then we're able to actually multiply ourselves, that's really when the people are going to really rejoice, man, because we're going to be able to increase our reach and our government and our spread across the kingdom, man.
Yeah,
you know,
because if you go down too, it says to become many, well, to become great.
Mhm.
The first one, become great. We're gonna become great, and not only in masses, but we're gonna become the giants of the earth again, like it was written in Genesis chapter 6.
I'm gonna get one more word into that.
Okay.
It says to increase greatly or exceedingly, man.
Mm.
So we're gonna increase not just the number, but just in our authority and our
Favor.
dominion.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
that's all I had.
And that's how Esau is. His tongue is throughout the whole earth. Everybody's speaking English. Everybody's dealing with the dollar. Everybody want to be like him. His influence is in the earth,
Mm-hmm.
but it's gonna be, it's shutting down right now. It's on decline.
That's right.
Everybody's waking up to him. I got one more scripture.
Come.
This is Job chapter 13, verse 4. But ye are forgers of lies. Ye are all physicians of no value.
Mm.
When you go into that word physician, it goes into that Hebrew word rapah, which means to heal, R-A-P-A-H. And you can see with these pharmaceutical drugs, it's not healing people because, you know, like me and the brother off camera before we came up with this lesson, we were talking about like how our people, all right, they don't follow what the scriptures say. So they eat abominable foods, they drink bad alcohol, they smoke cigarettes. So therefore, they take on the stresses of Babylon. So therefore, they take high blood pressure medication like lisinopril. And Jake know about lisinopril, man. A lot of Jakes take lisinopril, and there's a lot of adverse reactions to that, like swollen lips, swollen glands. For the men, you can be impotent. All right. So therefore, if you become impotent, you got to take another medication for that. You got to take Cialis or Viagra. So it's just one thing leading after another. You got to take this to combat this.
Yeah, to treat. He uses the word treat. He don't use the word cure.
Yeah.
Notice that, you know, because I noticed that in the hospitals too. When I used to go to it, he said, "Yeah, we would treat this." It's like, what the hell is treat? You know, treat is nothing but a word of saying, "Yeah, we're gonna keep this going, but we'll manage the levels of how the pain is." Really, they aiming at the pain that is caused by it, but they're not treating the symptom. They're not curing the symptom. They're not curing the main cause. They're not addressing the problem home to that disease. And that's why the Lord said he's a forger of lies. Because that's what the word doctor means.
Yeah.
The word doctor means a falsifier.
That's right.
So he saw you a falsifier. Go ahead.
That's
and
right. All right, so continuing on, it says, where was that? It says the difficulty involved in trying to estimate the toll, however, hasn't stopped more and other researchers from seeking to quantify how many people die annually from taking prescribed drugs. Often by closely evaluating hospital admission studies, estimates dating back nearly 2 decades put the number at 100,000 or more deaths annually. And that, like I said, this article is from 3 years ago. So imagine the numbers now, okay? Because like if you I went to go do some laundry the other day, right? Went to the laundromat, whatever, and they got these soap operas on here, and then during every commercial, it's a pharmaceutical company. If you're depressed and this medication don't work, take this one. You know, take that one.
Right.
So you can only imagine.
And then it's a long list of symptoms that goes along with it. Like the other video, you can have eternal bleeding for taking it.
Yep.
It can cause depression if you don't take the medicine. If you take the medicine, the territories and symptoms that goes along with taking that medicine. Cancer.
Yep.
It's like, goddamn, there's no end to the diseases that Esau is giving you, even with him showing his tender mercies by giving you medicine. And the Lord said, even in his tender mercy, it is wicked. It's like, so to speak. Go on.
It says estimates dating back nearly 2 decades put the number at 100,000 or more deaths annually, which includes a study published in the Journal of the American Medical Association in 1998 that projected 106,000 deaths. A more recent analysis estimates 128,000 Americans die each year as a result of taking medications as prescribed, or nearly 5 times the number of people killed by overdosing on prescription painkillers and heroin. And Esau has a medical form of heroin. He has a medical form of cocaine. Every drug that's pushed out on the black market by your street pharmacists. All right, the real dope, the real trap artist is Esau. Okay, with these pharmaceutical drugs, because he's the real dope boy. Okay, and it's not your guy that's on the block sagging his pants with a beeper or a cell phone talking about what you need.
Right.
It's Esau, the so-called white man, and his medical systems, man. That's the real dope boy, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because it says we see it in America: opioid addiction, people popping pills. This is what's killing people, man. But
It's number Jake in the emergency room.
yep.
You may have a few crackers in there, but it's number Jake, and they sit in there for hours.
Mm-hmm.
They show it in movies.
Yeah.
Jake will come to the hospital with gunshot wounds and still be in the emergency room.
Yeah, you be.
I think they showed it on Buddha Call or something like that.
They showed it
They
on
showed it, they
Don't
showed
Be a
lot of
Menace.
Don't Be a Menace.
Where the dude was on fire. And he
Yeah,
was
the
still
dude
sitting. He was still sitting in the the gurney.
They showed it on Gridlock too with Tupac.
Yeah.
He was at the registration. You got the nigga woman getting the attitude. with
Oh
you.
yeah, man.
It's like hurry up and sign a paper. It's like goddamn.
Yeah.
So you came here to get help, man.
Yo, you can't get no help nowhere. They there for a check. You can sit on their face. They there for a check.
Mhm.
They don't give two shits about you.
Yeah, they don't care, man.
You tell them your problems. They like, oh, okay, just wait for the nurse back there to call you in.
Mm-hmm. And that's witchcraft because, like,
Yeah.
you look at these hospitals, they project the image that they care, and that we're trying to take care of you, and we're trying to take care of your family. But when you go there, it's a totally different experience, man.
Yeah. Like them St. Jude hospitals where them kids got cancer at, man, they probably treat them children like shit, man.
Yeah,
I know they are.
yeah, that's right.
Like John Q, that movie John Q
Mhm.
with Denzel Washington. He wanted to save his
Mhm.
son, to get his son a heart, but he didn't have enough money. And that's the thing about it. They
Yeah.
showed you like the pharmaceutical industry is all about money, man.
Mhm.
They are all about money. Oh, even the dentist, that's a part of the medical industry, the big business of medical industry. The one doctor came out was like, yo, the practice that they do over here in the Western Hemisphere is not supposed to be.
Yeah.
You know, sticking needles and doing root canals,
Mhm.
all of that is false.
And even like what I read a report a couple weeks ago, you know, these prescription medications, they ain't cheap, man.
Oh,
and
no.
a lot of these people,
Hell no.
a lot of these people, man, they go over the border to Mexico. Like if you got this bit, like from past experience and living in Babylon, I know that if you want to get prescriptions cheap, you go to the Arizona part of the border to get into Mexico to get your prescription drugs.
God.
Because my mother used to go there because the prescription drugs at that time back in the 90s was still high. So you could go to south of the border and get these prescription drugs for cheap, man. You know, that goes into furthermore Esau oppressing people. Here it is, you giving them false medicine, but then you hit them upside the head with these prices, man.
And then they can't fulfill the prescription. You know, they can't get the prescription, so they gotta wait to get the money for their medicines.
Yeah.
Or they go into their purse or their pockets, their wallets, and spend to their last dollar because they more concerned about their health than anything.
Yeah.
I got something real quick.
God.
This is Sirach 10 and 8. Yeah. Actually, I'm stop with verse. Pride, Sirach 10 and 7. Pride is hateful before the Most High and man, and by both doth one commit iniquity. Because who's the proudest nation on earth, man? It's a nation of Edom, man. Edom, Esau, the so-called white man. All right. And because of that pride, it leads to them committing these iniquities, man. These atrocities.
And,
all right?
and I want to say too, like these physicians, man, they be powerful as hell, man.
Oh,
Yeah.
Because they think that they're gods, and they just because they can take a scalpel and cut you up and fix you up, so to speak. They have this God like mind complex
Right.
that they're just higher than everything, man.
Yeah.
You know, I just want to say that.
Come. This is Sirach 10 and 8. Because of unrighteous dealings and injuries and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. And I got that preach because I want to focus on the point of unrighteous dealings. It's like the captain and the brothers going into one way that Americans try to get around the unrighteous dealings of these high prescription drug prices is going to other countries and trying to get the the medicines for the low, so to speak.
Yep.
And that's another unrighteous dealing in which a way that the so-called white man actually traps people into these jobs as well. Because what's one of the perks of having a job? The benefits. And the benefits, along with the benefits, ain't just healthcare, vision, and dental. It's you get access to the medicines through the prescription plans, and that's one way in which the so-called white man uses his his authority unrighteously to trap people into these jobs and these positions where they stay there or they seek to have a job that gives benefits because they know that if they want to have access to the prescription drugs, the price is so outrageous that you pretty much got to have a job to have access to these drugs.
So the poor is messed up. Really, the poor is like guinea pigs because they got certain clinics out there for the poor to go to, where you can, if you go to a shelter, you can get a petition to go to one of these clinics, free clinics, whether you got a teeth problem or anything. And then you got to be there at a certain time, first come, first serve. So you go in there, you get your medicines and stuff like that. They can just give you placeable, or they'll prescribe you something that they may think that you have or may work for your disease, and it comes out that you don't even have it. They just stuffing you with medicine because some of them in there in those free clinics are really raising up their elevating their resume, so to speak. So they go to another job, but they want to open up their own clinic and business.
They're just getting experience.
Yeah, they're just getting experience. So they don't really care about the people in there.
Yeah.
I got a scripture. This is Mark chapter 16, verse 18. They should take up serpents, and if they drink any deadly thing, it should not hurt them. That's talking about the elect. The elect, Lord willing, we be of the elect, the call of the Heavenly Father. We're drinking poison every day. This water right here, it's not 100% H2O.
Right.
It's poisoned. Esau polluted the food.
Yeah.
Praying over the food, doing all type of nasty mannerisms. Like when at camp, we might be eating people, man.
Yeah.
Because even like building the captain's point, even like I know the brother Anna had an article on like a week or so ago in which the salmon on the northwest have opioids in it, man. And how they getting them opioids and those medications? Through the water. They live in the water. So like the captain makes a beautiful point. Yeah. Makes a beautiful point. This water ain't pure. It ain't 100% alkaline H2O. They got all types of pollutants in it, man.
Yeah.
We need nuclear war weapons to hit this land, man.
Yeah.
And certain remote parts of the earth. Cause like they that ship that crashed over there in the east. How many passengers? A lot of the people died, but they found trash, a lot of heap of trash in the ocean, man. It's nothing but wickedness that Esau is doing on a high level.
Yeah.
That the Most High got to come back and destroy this beast. So like, they should lay hands on the sick and they should recover. Yeah, and that's what we're doing right now. And through the Spirit, we're gonna have that spiritual power to actually heal the crippled, the blind, those who have sickness, whomever the Lord chooses to be healed.
That's right.
Because 2/3 of you Israelites are going to die by famine, pestilence, by the sword, by modern day guns. Whatever have you, you're going to die. These diseases and stuff like this going into this article is meant for you.
Yeah.
But you can get right though. But that's only if the Lord calls you.
Yeah, because some people trust in the shadow of Egypt, man. You look up that word, I believe it's the Hebrew word tazalah, and it goes into protection, man. When you get a so-called good job and good benefits, man, you can't tell our people anything, man. They think that this is the way to go. but our people don't do the due diligence and the research to look up articles and say, hey, these drugs are killing me, man.
Mm-hmm.
And our people feel it, man.
Medicine cabinet
Full.
full of prescription
Yeah.
drugs. And then it'll say on the label, may cause dizziness, may cause nauseousness.
may cause internal bleeding.
Right. eat before taking it. You know, with some medicine you gotta, well, some supplements you gotta take because it's potent and it need, assistance from the nutritions that you eat. But that goes along with the diet though. Like Apostle Hart said, it's all in the diet, man. You know, the disease comes from your diet. The health comes from your diet. Matter of fact, I got a scripture too.
Go ahead.
If you, all right, go. This is Ecclesiasticus. It's like I just had it.
Good.
Sirach chapter 38, verse 1. Honor a physician with the honor due unto him for the uses which ye may have of him, for the Lord hath created him. Now we don't tell you to like just say forget physicians and stuff like that, but do your own research, and you may go to a physician store, and you may have knowledge upon what you're trying to do for yourself, you know, but at the same time, don't put your full trust in these hospitals that's set up by Esau. Now, if you got a broken arm, of course, go to the hospital.
Yeah, of course. You know what I'm saying? You saying
I'm
that.
telling you,
We gotta put that out there.
Hey, we ain't got the power of Peter yet, when you can just walk past our shadow and be healed.
That's right.
Verse 2, for of the Most High cometh healing, and he should receive honor of the king. See, the Most High he gives the increase of healing. The skill of the physician should lift up his head, and in the sight of great men he should be in admiration.
I want to go back to that point because you have to acknowledge Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. Our people are praying to the wrong power. All right, and when you trust in the wrong power, you're trusting in oppression, man. So our people don't. At first, they don't acknowledge Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. They don't acknowledge these scriptures. So then, in turn, you get the adverse effects of trusting in your adversary, man. You know.
And you're gonna treat your number wrong, and I'm gonna get to that too, because the symbol of the hospitals
that Caduceus.
Yeah, with the skeleton
and the snakes.
The snakes.
Yeah.
And then he got the two sickles
Yeah.
in his hand. Yo, that was down there in the health department center. That was a symbol in the health department center where Jake would just come in there for STDs and stuff like that, chlamydia, you know. It's just wickedness, man. Soon you can go walk in, you see a face of death.
Yeah.
Like Esau, man.
As soon as you walk into these hospitals, it smells like death.
Yeah, it does.
Because people die there.
Yeah, people die there. Yep.
That's why it's called an institution, you know.
Right. Verse 4, the Lord hath created medicines out of the earth. We don't need no pharmaceutical medicines,
That's
prescription medicines from man-made industries.
That's right. Like you can get into the herbs, like, for instance, I made a little concoction, not to, just brag or boast, but like if you take a concoction of, a little bit of olive oil, a little the good olive oil, a little bit of olive oil, black seed oil, cayenne pepper, and some turmeric. All right, that'll get rid of mucus. That'll get rid of a cough if you feel a cough is coming on.
Phlegm.
You don't have phlegm. You don't have to go get Mucinex or Dayquil, man. All right, that's just an example of the herbs that the Lord put out here for us to learn on and to research.
Yeah, goody powder for headaches.
Yeah.
Because that goody powder, man, that eats your stomach lining.
Yeah.
And you can feel it too. It's gonna make you feel it over time, but like if you gotta go to goody powder for headaches, then you really haven't been taking care of your body. And I noticed that too with my toothache that I had years ago. It's from the world, but I thank the Lord. I'm doing this oil pull now and know how to take care of myself through the apostles. I've been having toothaches ever since.
Even not to cut you off, but even with a toothache, you can gargle was it whiskey and that'll get rid of toothache. Just basically common, toothache. You can gargle that.
I think that's at an early stage, though.
Yeah, that's an early stage. It's
Because,
beginning stage.
Yeah, because the nerve damage and all that. Because what you really want to do, you want to oil pull, baking soda, brush your teeth with baking soda, and mainly eat a good diet, man. Because kale and celery helps out with your teeth, your gums, help your gums to be firmer. So when you floss, you won't be bleeding. You floss one time and then you bleed. Like, damn, why the hell I'm bleeding? Because your gums is not tight enough. Or you might floss and you may smell this strong stench from flossing. And that's from not either brushing constantly at night before you go to sleep, or when you wake up. Before you eat breakfast, you just gargle, bam, out the door. That's it.
Yeah.
Because practices like that keep your body, stable.
That's right. Tune your body.
Yeah.
Did you finish on that scripture?
Yeah.
All right.
I got this one, too.
I got just to back you up. This is Ezekiel 4:13, and the Lord said, "Even thus shall the children of Israel eat their bread defiled. Eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, whether I will drive them." And it's all a matter of taking the best out of the worst here. Like the brother mentioned, eating greenery like kale, man. All right, our people like yesterday, me and this brother Yadal went to the store, and I was just kind of observing Jake. What they had, and it was soda. Okay, it was
Oh man,
chips.
tons of soda, man.
Yeah, tons of Coke, Mountain Dew.
Kidney screaming like,
no! Zebra cakes.
Yeah, zebra cakes, processed foods, the microwave dinners, the cookies.
Yeah.
The lemon cream cookies.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
No herbs, like no fresh
fruits.
Products, no fruits, limited, no water for real.
Yeah.
Oh man,
no water.
That kid is screaming like no. And I bet. Well, how old was the Jake? Y'all seen the Jake pushing the cart?
Yeah, I seen a Jake pushing the cart because I was in the frozen aisle, and he looked finished, man. He was just crept over, behind his woman, like, yes, dear, just pushing the cart.
Oh man, Jake
and the woman is the one that's behind it because she's the one. Here it is. The woman's supposed to be the nurturer.
Yeah.
All right, but she's the one that's behind it, getting all the bad foods, man. Yeah. That's why you can't let a woman lead over you, man.
And then too, man, spirit that the brother brought that up because when I was checking out, I saw a so-called black woman and her son. So-called black woman had to be like 30, 31, 32. Wasn't old. She could move and still maneuver, but you could tell she had too much weight on her.
Yeah.
On the phone, ain't paying attention, and riding on a little motorized cart.
Yeah, I seen that. Yeah, the little
light
boy.
Skin, the light skin woman.
Yeah.
Riding on a motorized cart, the little boy standing on the cart. It's like, first of all, that's just rude.
Right.
Like those carts are there for people who are disabled.
Elderly people and people
who are disabled. Like, why is your big eye-shaped ass on riding that cart to begin with?
She should be
walking,
exercising.
Right. Yeah. Then just on the phone, finished, ain't paying attention to the cashier at all, finished, and then got junk in the cart, nothing, chips and like the brother said, soda and sweets, nothing of substance.
Yeah.
And then you see that she's destroying the next generation. Little boy is riding the cart, and he's supposed to be walking around too, learning how to properly eat and care and take care of himself.
Yeah.
And you see, like the brother said, you see how the women of our nation put the spirit on the next generation, the young ones, that they just be finished, man.
Yeah. Master Patrick Herbalist talked about that in one of his videos. He said the woman, she thinking that she doing her man service by cooking him chicken dumplings and stuff like that when he come home from work. But really, that's really putting him to death.
Yeah.
What she really ought to be doing is making him a salad or some greenery, something light before the man go to bed, because you eat like that with a heavy stomach like that, full of meats and stuff like that. Your stomach won't digest properly.
Yeah.
And once it don't digest properly, you tend to get sick. You're like, damn, Master Patrick, Master Herbalist Patrick Devs, he's a good man to watch on YouTube. He's very knowledgeable about it. He always mention the Most High before he do his thing with the herbs. But yeah, just like the dude, I think the apostle mentioned him. I forgot his name though. I think Nathan Jordan. The apostles mentioned in the live stream the other week, 2 weeks ago. You know, they talk about the health, man, and literally, you know, it really works, man. It really works. You know, how to get rid of neuropathy, diabetes, weight gain, you know, all types of stuff to help you out in this society, man.
Yeah.
And the Lord gave us that, like I read in Sirach chapter 38. The Lord gave us physicians, man, under the physicians. Go ahead up.
I got a scripture just to back up what we were saying. This is Proverbs 22:6. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. Because right now we're under these curses, man. You got the woman that's acting like as if she's the mother and the father. So in turn, she's gonna be making bad health choices, and that's gonna trickle down to the children. Because we was at the supermarket too. All right, like I was at the checkout line. And there was this little girl, man, and I could determine that she was just hooked off sugar, man. Because she had basically was trying to walk out the store with something she didn't pay for. Of course, she was a little child.
Yeah.
But her little bro was like, put that down. We don't need that. That's too much sugar. And I can only imagine, you know, that was her mother, because when she got to the line, it was no man in the line. It was 3 children with a mother. And it's, you know, I can only imagine that house is just based off sugar, high fructose corn syrup. You know what I'm saying? All those things that are going to have our people addicted. So this is the reason why we need the scriptures, man. You know, we need the scriptures to get rid of these old paths that the so-called white man has been putting on us for so long.
Yeah.
Even during slavery, man.
Yeah, I was just gonna
Like even the whole pork thing, man. That's from
him.
That's from him giving the so-called Negro, West Indian, and Haitian scraps, all right, from his plate.
And that's why you eat damn chitlins.
Exactly.
Every wicked holiday.
Mm-hmm.
And it's gotta be Thanksgiving before July.
And it's nasty, man. It stinks.
It stinks.
You gotta do all the preparation. But then, you know, not to give the men of our nation a free pass. That's why men gotta embrace the spirit of actually leading these households, man.
That's right.
And stop planting your seed in just anything that's fucking walking and got a fucking heartbeat, man.
That's right. Yeah, that's excellent point.
Cause she thick.
Yeah, cause she thick and she got a fat ass. You gotta look more than past that, man.
Yeah.
All right. This is talking about we talking about a nation here, man.
Hey, you signing your life on the line with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially in this society, knowing that Esau will trap you up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so health plays a real big part on your spirit, man. Cause that's how you stay continually going.
Mm-hmm.
Cause you sick, you have a stroke at work, you can't work, you can't bring in no income.
Exactly. I got another precept.
Fine.
All right, I'm gonna go to the dietary law. This is Leviticus 11, verse 7. And the swine, all right, I think you know what that is, the pig, though he divide the hoof and be cloven-footed, yet he cheweth not the cud, he is unclean to you. Of their flesh shall you not eat, and their carcass shall you not touch, they are unclean to you. And then it says in verse 9, it says, these shall ye eat of all that are in the waters, whatsoever have fins and scales in the waters, and the seas, and in the rivers, them shall ye eat. And all that, this is verse 10, and all that have not fins and scales in the seas, and in the rivers, of all that move in the waters, and of any living thing which is in the waters, they shall be an abomination unto you. So we're not to eat the pork, the shrimp, the catfish, the crab, the lobster, the scallops, the sharks, the octopus. All right, we're not supposed to eat that. And then you wonder why our people got to go to the devil to get healed. And then it's not really healing. It's like the brother said earlier, it's treatment.
Yeah.
All right, it all stems back to obeying the law, statutes, commandments of the Heavenly Father, man.
Yeah.
All right, having a base diet based off the dietary law, so you wouldn't have to take lisinopril or these what is cholesterol pills.
Yeah, insolence.
Yeah, and I'm gonna give an example. When I was a kid, I had to take cholesterol pills because you know why? Because my parents was giving me pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. All right, had cholesterol in the high numbers. I had to eat them little diet cookies. I had to take these little medications.
That's awesome.
That's
was
all.
nasty,
Yeah, it was
too.
all nasty. That's because our parents didn't instill these laws, statutes, commandments. Into us, man. So,
Right.
and when you grow up
Lord
and,
said
and the
we
Lord
did
and the Lord puts a spirit on you, Salaki, you start to learn these ways, and then you learn, hey man, my cholesterol ain't so bad now. My
Yeah.
blood pressure ain't so bad now. But it all goes back to our people not hearkening to the word, because this word been out since
Since the beginning.
since in America, since
in
Abba
America,
Bivens, since 1969.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't think, Jake haven't heard of this from the generation before us and the generation before that?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. And to
I got a precept.
Go ahead.
This the Bishop of Tazmon put this on the page earlier.
Shalom, Allah.
Shalom.
It's like my computer just slowed up, so I'll give it 1 second. Because like the brother was going into, his personal testimony of facing certain things as a child, that's the importance of us actually embracing what we have now, man. All right, because we're actually, whether we can fully perceive in the spirit or not, we're actually sowing the seeds for the kingdom right now, man. Let's say we have children, all right, just on this side.
Right.
Shoot, we're gonna rear them the proper way that really there should be no reason, you know what I'm saying? And of course, the judgment from previous lives, things of that nature. But we're in the time of salvation, man.
Mm-hmm.
If they adhere to, our teachings, if we teach them properly, they're gonna be all right, man. They're gonna, of course, gonna still have the curses chasing them from the back end, but at the same time, they're moving. We were cursed, but we're also promised certain blessings. All right. But I just want to get this precept. Once again, the bishop brought it out. I want to bring out a couple words from it. This is Isaiah 60:22. A little one shall become 1,000, and a small one a strong nation. I, the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai, will hasten it in His time. Okay, because I believe the bishop put this precept on. We're talking about drugs leading to certain things in our people, especially impotence, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but we're in a time now that we're not like our parents who refuse to hearken to the law, statutes, and commandments. We're actually abiding by these statutes to the best of our ability, man. All right, but I know, of course, this goes into future prophecy as far as our nation multiplying and really coming into abundance in the kingdom. All right, but it all begins now in the spirit, man, because we're conquering our flesh to actually make a pathway for this prophecy to come to pass. All right, but I want to get a couple of these words out of this precept. Give me 1 second, the internet just kind of slowed up on it, but it's coming up. I already got it up, it's just taking a second.
Yeah, because now Jake is getting abortions. Jake is being born deformed. As soon as their baby born, their baby is in ICU.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I used to work in these hospitals, man, and you see the baby all fucked up, tubes everywhere. Baby eyes ain't even open, man. Like these other normal babies that was born. And Esau babies, they babies straight.
Mm-hmm.
Unless the Lord cursed them from the womb. He had 3 fingers, 2 heads. But
Guys,
overall, Esau take care of their babies.
Mm-hmm.
Because why? They eat right.
Yeah, they do. Now this goes into the word when the scripture says a little one. All right, the Hebrew word there is H 6996, and it's katan. It's katan for a little one, and there it says young, small, insignificant, unimportant. All right, young, small, insignificant, or unimportant. And the scripture said, according to this prophecy, it says a little one, all right, shall become 1,000, man. All right. So even in ourselves, we hope and pray that we're in a time that the Messiah will come back and save us. Mm-hmm. But who's to say we might have a child or two on this side?
That's right.
According to prophecy, even though in this time, in this society, that child is looked at as being unimportant, insignificant, that child's gonna become 1,000 in the kingdom, man. Mm-hmm. Why? Because we're actually gonna have the law written fully in our inward parts, but it begins now, man. All right. By us adhering to the law, statutes, and commandments, and embracing the spirit of righteousness, this is all happening now. We're once again we're planting the seed spirit. That's why the scriptures speak about storing up your treasures in heaven, man.
Yeah,
All right.
Jake, they can't have no seed on this side. Like you got some women bearing, and gonna have a lot of children over there on the other side. You know, in the kingdom of heaven. Those are the blessings from us. Cause like now, you know, brothers ain't going out here, you know, trying to have no baby like that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if it happens, it happens. But at the same time, we're not. Our minds is not on that family life, family man life, that Carl Winslow life. yeah, the Lord is lifting that curse up off of us, man.
That's right.
Because even like the brother said, going into the impotence and the women of our nation of all the tribes, all right, all the tribes, northern and southern kingdom, having their spirit of wanting to abort their seed, the seed is placed in them because they want to pursue their career.
Yeah.
All right.
They still want to go to the strip club.
They want to drink and smoke and do these drugs. All right. That spirit is getting done away with, man, because we're overcoming it through righteousness, man.
Right.
But I want to get into this another word. It says, a little one shall become 1,000, and a small one a strong nation. All right. That word small one in the Hebrew is H6810, and it's Tazayar. That also goes into little, insignificant, or young, man. All right. It's going to become a strong nation.
Right.
All right. And that's once again through us embracing the spirit of righteousness now, man. All right, through us saying, you know what, to the best of our ability, if at all humanly possible, in which we trust in Yahweh Shem Yahushua, that He has supplied us with what we need, that we don't need to go to Esau to get these prescription pills, these prescription drugs. All right, because it shows mathematically that according to this article that those pills are the fourth leading cause of death in Americans.
Yeah.
So it doesn't even logically make sense to go their route. It makes sense to, once again, like the brother's going into, seek the herbs and medicines of the earth that have been supplied to us by Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Trust and pray in His grace and in His mercy, man, that He can make us strong enough in the spirit to overcome any infirmity that we may have in the flesh.
Yeah, that's right. I got a precept too.
That's all I had to.
This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 16, verse 12. For it was neither herb nor mollifying plaster that restored them to health, but thy word, O Lord. Let me read that again. But thy word, O Lord, which healeth all things. It's the Most High that healeth all things.
That's right.
That's why the brother Yadai said, ask the Lord first. Go to the Lord first. Seek ye the kingdom of heaven first, and all things may be added unto you. And that's even going into this part, health, man. Health is a big factor, especially in the nation of Israel. Because Esau been trying to knock us off. Like in the Indian, the so-called Native American Indian Trail of Tears, when they was on the Trail of Tears, Esau was giving Jake candy. And what happened? He caused Jake that received those candies to have toothaches. You know, it was told that they was hurting. Their mouth was sore. They had abscessed tooth from Esau wicked candies. Then smallpox from these blankets. Esau was literally trying to destroy us, man.
Still is now.
Still is now.
And we have to understand that that war tactic, man.
Yeah.
That Esau's putting things out here that biologically go against our
DNA.
natural makeup, our DNA, in which it's causing a disease in our people that makes them what? Want to go to Esau again and rely on Esau for treatment or a cure.
Yeah, he know what we likes, man. That's why he got these chicken factories up in Jake in our communities. He got nothing but fast foods and liquor stores out here, man.
If it is chicken.
Yeah, if it is chicken, yeah. Go to these restaurants, man. Moab chopping up the damn cat you seen 2 weeks ago by the damn Family Dollars. Chopping it up, looking at you like, hey, what you want to order? French fried rice with it? It's like, yo, Esau is wicked, man.
Yeah, that's why the scriptures say never trust our enemy. Our people don't know who the enemy is. All right, they got Stockholm syndrome. So they think that this devil is the source of cures. He's a source of hope. But ultimately, he's a deceiver, man. He's deceiving our people to believe that he's coming in this godlike mind state as if he's the Most High. You know, like it says in Isaiah 14. You know, but I want to just go. I want to read one more paragraph from this article.
Okay.
It says by far the greatest number of prescription drug-related hospitalizations and deaths occur from drugs that are prescribed properly by physicians and taken as directed. Wow, man. So they have these prescriptions that are approved by the FDA, all right, and they're prescribed for people, and it's still killing them, man. So there's no source of healing in that, man. It says Donald Light, a medical and economic sociologist and lead author of a 2013 paper that detailed the estimate entitled Institution Corruption of Pharmaceuticals and the Myth of Safe and Effective Drugs, about 2,460 people per week are estimated to die from drugs that were properly prescribed. Let me read that again. And like I said, this is 3 years ago. So imagine the numbers going up. Because every time you go to the doctor's office, they always trying to push something on you. Like that old Curtis Mayfield song, "I'm Your Pusher Man." Esau's the real pusher man. Like the brother had a medical backfield. I had a medical backfield. I had a couple medical jobs. At these jobs, man, all right, they have these doctors, and they have the guys from the pharmaceutical companies. They throw these big ass luncheons. All right, gang of food. All right.
And you know they be throwing money under the table, man.
Yeah.
Because those pharmaceutical they're really sales reps.
Yeah.
Those pharmaceutical sales reps,
Yeah.
their paycheck is tied to how much drugs they can push.
That's right.
So you know them sales reps it'd be more than food and little pens and pads and shit. They be throwing them bread, man.
What's that chemotherapy?
Mm-hmm.
Yo, those doctors, when they buy new machines, they put their money up for those new machines, and then they test them out so they get their money 2 times over. Like it's a monopoly game.
Yeah.
It's like you said, it's a drug dealer game.
But they locking up Jake for a nick bag of weed. Don't give him goddamn 5 years. But this guy with a suit and a tie, with a big smile on his face, pushing dope. All right, every medical center near you, man.
Then they turn around and legalize marijuana to show you how wicked he is. Like, dang, so all the Jake that are locked up right now that was locked up for marijuana,
Yeah.
You gonna let them
you
out?
gonna let him
You
out?
gonna let 'em out? Yeah.
You gonna say thank you for your cooperation. Like, Esau.
All right, so it says about 2,460 people per week are estimated to die from drugs that were properly prescribed, and that's based on detailed chart reviews of hospitalized patients, says Light, who is professor of comparative health policy at Rowan University of Osteopathic Medicine in Stratford, New Jersey. The estimate, which didn't include those who died as a result of prescribing errors, died as a result of prescribing errors, overdose, and self-medication would make taking properly prescribed drugs the 4th leading cause of death in the United States. So that's what's killing people, man. Not just these gunshots and car accidents, man.
I
It's
think
just dope.
gunshots are least in killing over here in the States.
And to make a quick point, and what's one of DJ Trump's big reasons for trying to put that wall on the border? Drugs. But the brothers brought out that these are properly prescribed medications, man. Them drugs ain't coming illegally through the border. They're going legally through your these hospitals and doctors' offices, man.
And they got factories making these mugs.
Yeah. I want to get to the scripture right quick. All right, Revelation chapter 21, verse 8. It says, "But the fearful and unbelieving and the abominable and murderers and whoremongers and sorcerers and idolaters and all liars shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death." All right, I'm going to get into a word, this word sorcery. But yes, America will be destroyed by thermonuclear fire, not no daggone volcanoes, man. All right. The second death is those intercontinental ballistic missiles and those laser beams coming off the chariots, man. All right, we got to go into it once again, man, for edification's sake. But
Time.
the word sorcery, this is the word I want to get into. All right, sorcery. I'm gonna just play it. I'm gonna let Esau say it.
Strong's G 5332. Pharmakus. Pharmakus.
Pharmacus. It says one who prepares or uses magical remedies, a sorcerer, and that's nothing. That's what Esau is doing. He's just a modern day witch, and the scriptures say, "Suffer not a witch to live." Man, you can just imagine. You know, you watch like Dexter's Laboratory back in the day. That's Esau, man. He's
Yeah.
in there with DD and shit, coming up with stuff, man. You know, let's come up with this DD. You know what I'm saying? Like just coming up with stuff, man. Because he's a sorcerer, man. He's using this magic to get you doped up, to treat you, so you can keep coming back for more, man.
To him.
Yeah.
You keep coming back to him to fill his greed. Fulfill his greed that he got.
Yeah. That's all I had on that.
I got this is Malachi chapter 4, verse 2. And if y'all brothers have any other scripture, then we'll wrap it up.
Time.
Malachi chapter 4, verse 2. But unto you that fear my name shall the Son of Righteousness arise with healing in his wings, and ye shall go forth and grow up as calves of the stall. Man, the Lord come back. He's coming back with healing.
Mm-hmm.
He's
We
coming.
need it.
Man, the whole nation of Israel is sick, man. He said the whole head is sick, started from the head tribe of Judah, you so-called Negroes.
That's right.
And that's in every aspect, not only in medicine and health, spiritual, you know, throughout the four corners of the earth. A lot of our people don't know who they are. So what's coming back to the Lord, we may receive this great blessing, man, this great gift that he's going to give us. And Lord willing, you know, we got something forward to look forward to. So like that. But yeah, man, the Lord's coming back with healing, man. Y'all brothers believe in that, man. Because Esau kingdom is going down. Just like it said, just like this brother brought out this article, it's real. It's real, man. Esau is the real enemy, man. And Jake still don't see it.
That's right.
But y'all brothers got it.
That's all I have.
That's all I had.
So with that, we want to give all praise and glory and honor to
Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shah Ba'Shem, Kakadash.
Quorum the elect, Shalom.